Welcome to Tales of Hope, where every paw print counts. Animal tie in the house, spreading love, hear the sounds. Every week animal stories, rights and welfare in the mix. Step up, take action, we're giving animals a fix. Tales of Hope, raise your voice, make some noise. Change the game for every animal, girl and boy. One world, one fight, let's turn the page. A future for the voiceless, bring hope to center stage.
So, and they know, I mean, since
to take 06.
yeah, I'll be very honest, Karishma, to be honest, I have this thing that I've always believed with the concept with my father telling me कि जितनी चादर है उतना ही पैर फैलाओ
Yeah.
उससे ज़्यादा.
I've heard that so many times.
Yeah. So no, for me, I have literally tried to learn and live with that. Yes, I would love to, help a lot of animals, but then I know you also have to understand it is not a 1 day or a 2 day job. It's a commitment that you need to do that, probably 10, 12, 14 years, whatever these kids have a life. And you should be able to, because you should be able to feed them and take care of their medical needs and all the other needs properly. So for me, to be honest, as I said, between my wife, myself, or whatever we can, limited resources that we have, we take care of 6 on the streets at my mother's residential compound where she resides. And then we have 3 of our own. 2 are rescues. And the 3rd one is just a new addition, about 8 months with us. So even with her, the story is very simple. She and her other 2 sisters, they were all at some point in time driven over by a car. Fortunately enough, I was able to, there was nothing, God forbid, nothing serious. But this girl went through a lot of issues with her hind legs and everything. But as you said, you had that cushies that she started walking in 15 days. So for us, this girl, fortunately enough, it was like for almost after the accident and the medical treatment that was going on for 6 to 8 days, she was still in the compound, in my mother's compound. She was she was sitting under my car, where the food, water, everything was there, and I would take care of all the the medication and everything. And then me and my wife, we were debating. My wife was very clear: bring her home. Forget it. And then I think it was 22nd December and 23rd. For 2 days, she was literally crying a lot under the car. She was in pain, agony. And then I remember very well, it was on the 23rd, my wife said, bring her home on 24th, and that's it. We're done. No more debating. Yeah. So on 24th, first thing in the morning, I brought her home. We took her to the grooming center and everything to clean her up, do the proper grooming session. And then we brought her back home. And you won't believe it, for 2 days she was just sleeping in one corner of the bed, eating food. She peed on the bed, she did everything, but we were like, okay, because she was unable to walk till the place that we, in the balcony, what we have. For 2 days, it was, you should have seen. We always look at it from the other side. Imagine if we had to go through the same pain. I always talk, as a human. And with her, the case was, I think it was after the first week, we saw her actually opening up, getting comfortable, moving. She was limping for almost, I think, about 3 weeks. She was still limping in the house. And today, she doesn't limp. She creates a ruckus in the house. So we get.
Now she owns you. It's her house now.
No, it's not. She owns us. Forget about us. The other 2 also. She owns all of them. It's like she is I mean, she's become like a part of the family now. So
Yeah.
I'm sure in the background you'll be able to hear all the barking going on with her, and she's the one who does all that.
The naughty
Anyways,
one.
yeah, she's the
But that's so
no.
nice. At least you gave her a fighting chance. As you said, you could also have run away. You could also have ignored her, shut your eyes, but you didn't. So we have a defective gene, I say,
Yeah,
that we can't ignore certain things.
yes,
So we
absolutely,
have to help them.
absolutely. It's just that I remember very well. I've been going through a lot of challenges myself with
Yeah.
all this. I remember my mother being threatened that just because of your son, my mother is 85, and in the community, she's been threatened that just because your son has been standing, we were not able to put them in a bora and throw the kids away.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I don't care what
This
people.
height of what people can get to. I mean, I
Yeah.
know it's like face cruelty, but at least you took your stand. And you
Yeah,
were
I
there
mean,
for the kids.
and you won't believe it. It has been a torrid time. Just I think about what are we on 25th? I think just about 8 or 9 days back, I was about to be beaten up, roughed up by a whole lot of people.
I saw your live.
Yeah, so I was about to be roughed up. I took a stand and I said, yeah, I need to go down and file a complaint, and I've done that. But it's just like I know, no matter what we do, you still will have people out there who have their inhibitions.
As animal lovers or rescuers, we have the most enemies, more than
Yes.
anyone in the world. People hate us, and for no reason. You feed the dog. Oh, why? Apne ghar leke jao. I mean, what rubbish. Like, not only me, I think each and every feeder that I know has faced this, and now we are like, not the usual. They've been
No.
barking again.
No, for me, I have been trying to avoid into getting into arguments with people, no
Yeah.
matter what. But yes, I do hear a lot of it. इतना ही प्यार है तो घर ले जाओ. अरे मेरे घर
घर
में
लेके
भी,
जाओ.
हाँ मेरे घर में भी तो इतनी जगह होनी चाहिए ना कि I can
Yeah.
take everybody. And I mean, at least I don't want to be sounding like I did something good, but it's like at least I brought one home. What have you all done? Not only
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
and not only that, for almost last 3 years, I'm feeding the 6 in the building. Do you all even feed one? Forget feed. Do you all even do medical treatment? No. I mean,
No. But they like to give free ka gyan, you say, right?
हाँ,
The free ka gyan. So,
कि भाई आप घर ले जाओ, ये कर लो.
you know,
And
when I first moved to India in 2014, my family moved from Nigeria here and I came from London. So we used to, like, day one, I started feeding the society strays because they were so skinny and they were so crying at my doorstep. And then people used to say, oh, kutte ka maas khila rahe ho, insaan ka maas khila rahe ho. I mean, and chicken khila rahe ho ya kya beef khila rahe ho? And they're like, हाँ, ये लोग बाहर से आके गंदगी फैला रहे हैं. This dog is in front of your society, and inside your society, on your doorstep, crying and skinny. How can you even eat in front of it, not knowing that that poor thing has not eaten for days? So I've had my things. My family has been super supportive. They are like very big dog lovers, and it got to a point like a dog had given birth in our house. So my family got a farmhouse so that we could take all of them and live with them peacefully. And then I started bringing so many dogs, and they're still very supportive. Touch wood, thank you. I'm very grateful to them. But yeah, that's what we face all the time. That this human hate. Even I've been like rescuing for 11 years in India now, and I still get the human hate. Nothing changes. It's the same.
and it's not going to change.
It's not going to change for the next 100 years at least.
Absolutely.
It'll take ek Kalyug aur. That's what I say.
Yes. Now, how do you train and emotionally support your team, especially when caring for animals with complex needs?
So I firstly hire a team or hire staff, even if it's just the cleaners, who have a lot of compassion towards animals. So, and I want them to be completely open-minded. Yes, a paralyzed dog will soil itself again and again. There will be poop and pee everywhere. You have to be ready to clean up. And luckily, I'm very thankful. I had a Nepali family working for me. and they're so nice. No matter how much times the dogs dirty themselves, they will clean it up. And they would actually lift my paralyzed dog, talk to them that they are a human being, and they would put them to bed or give them food on time. And even like, I hired the most important factor in what I see in my team is that they're not limited that this is my job, time to time working. 8 baje ke baad I'm not going to see animals. Like even just today, what happened was we didn't have electricity. For some reason, there was a power cut. Due to that, I couldn't start my pump to give water to the animals. So it was 9 p.m. and they're like, "Oh, Didi, pani nahi diya janwar ko." So they actually opened my shelter. They themselves washed all the tubs. They they gave water to all the animals before I could even reach. And then there's that paralyzed cow that I always lift in the morning alone. And so they saw me doing it. And today they sat with her. And in the evening, they lifted her up. They're like, no, she has to drink water. She has to have food as well. Who's going to flip her side? We will do it. You take rest. And I'm like, that thing really touched me so much. Like, they take the initiative to help an animal because they can see their pain as well. So that is the kind of team I want. I have a very small team, to be honest, but I have a good team.
Perfectly. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope the team works with you on a longer term basis.
I hope so.
Now, as a public speaker, how do you amplify awareness about special needs, rescues, and compassionate care among your audience?
So for any special need animal, I keep telling the parents, telling the rescuers, don't give up, please. Like, I know medically it could all go wrong. It is medically not possible for the animal to walk, but if your animal is eating and so lively and has that spark in the eye, who are you to decide its destiny? So give it a chance. Give it 15 days. I tell all the parents, just give it 15 days. If you don't see a change, then you take the call. So that is what I've put it out, that before you make a decision, just think about it. Don't go in haste and make the put down call before you even try, because you have no control and you have no authority to control their life. You have to give them a fighting chance. And that's when, some people listen, thank God. But some don't, and they just take the decision. So
Absolutely.
I'm completely against euthanasia. I am completely against it. Unless there's a very severe case that of distemper or kidney failure or something that it's really the animal is in agony. But until then, if they are trying, you have to try. It's your duty to try.
On this, I had recently a guest on the show, and she had a very inspiring story that she rescued 14 pups who were just about 4.5 weeks old, and they were poisoned. And you won't believe it. The vets, everybody told her to give up, but she didn't give up. And the best part was 13 of them made it through, except for one. But it is still inspiring. You could save 13.
She changed 13 lives just with one decision.
Just with one decision. And that's what even she was telling me. Euthanasia is until and unless you don't have, your animal is in pain, agony, and he will not be it. You will only prolong his suffering. Then, we have no other option but to help him, move beyond the rainbow.
That's one of the other reasons I stepped into large animal rescue is people had this conception, if a large animal breaks its leg, put him down. And I said, if you break your leg, would you go on the ventilators? So why aren't you fixing the fracture like you would fix any other fracture? Like my cow who came with a broken leg, her leg got broken by her owner. So it was sticking out. So luckily, with a lot of requests, doctors from Shirwar came, did the plating surgery. Now she's running. But I got all the advices like large animals will not be able to survive, bear the weight. Why not? Why can't you make facilities or make arrangements for it to bear its weight? Why do you have to, kill someone just because its hooves are damaged or whether the joints are damaged? Why? Who are you to make that judgment? So that's the concept I really, really want to change, that give large animals a chance to live. It's a life. just a fracture is not going to mean that you have to end its life. So
Absolutely. Now, you're you're growing from rehab to a physical center. You know,
yeah.
what's your vision for scaling? Region wise, species, inclusive community integrated. How do you intend to grow?
How do I intend to grow? Good question. So for now, I've set up this rehab, which is a mini version of my big vision that I really have. So I always want a rehab to be self-funded. Means I do not want to depend on donations, whether it comes or not comes. If it comes, very good. If it doesn't come, the rehab should be able to support itself. So for that, I have plans on how to like we have a website coming up where we are going to open a little store. So all the gobar and all the dung that comes out from the animals, I've got it lab tested, and it is 100% fertile for soil nutrition. So I'm going to make that into a fertilizer, and the animal rehab will have its own biocompost fertilizer. We put it in the machine and powder it, get it disinfected, and it can be used in your pots and plants, and it's pet friendly. So that is one vision, to start the sales on that. And also merchandising is going to start up, like t-shirts with the what do you call that, illustrations and the cool captions about the movie and everything. So if you don't want to, if someone does not want to just give us the money, no problem, purchase it from us. We will work hard for it. So that is going to roll up the income, so that at least the food and the basic amenities will be covered. Because whether I'm existing in future or not, this rehab will not shut down. So that is my vision, that it will be automated. That animals will always get help when they need it. So
No,
let's see. I have a lot of plans. Let's see.
no, absolutely. No, you know what you said is uh, is a very important point where you said the longevity of the rehab will continue. Uh, I don't know if you know this lady, Roxanne Davar. She runs Probably
Yes.
Paradise Shelter. Now, I have interviewed her, and she was very particular that you need to set your succession plan in place, and
Yeah.
she's already got a young guy,
Yeah. World for
Tarunish.
all. I know.
Yeah,
Taranish, yes.
Tarunish. So she's already appointed him as the successor to the Probably Paradise,
Yeah.
and it was such an immaculate way. I would rather say such a foresight that she has, that you have a plan that even after you're gone, there is somebody who's compassionate enough to take care of it.
Yeah. That's
So,
true.
and you know what I mean with her, the conversations that we have, and we do still keep in touch very well, and over the kind of things you get to learn from people who are running these shelters, it is such an inspiring story.
Yeah.
Now,
It is. And you always have to plan what next. Because, see, a calf will come in now at 4 months. A calf lives up to 25 years. A horse lives up to 40 years. You will not be alive, to be honest, till that time. So you need a succession plan, obviously, for the longevity of the shelter, to keep your motor going on. Structure a team while you are still, young, and be able to do it. So yeah, it's a very good plan, actually.
absolutely, absolutely. Now, what funding models sustain you? Donation, grants, events, sponsorship? How do you ensure stability for long-term special needs care?
Uh, Currently,
Yes.
it's going out of my pocket. And there are a few very, very nice people who donate to us. There's Venki's, who's been very supportive. There's Seema ji, who is from Kolkata. She's been very supportive. And many, many of our donors who donate a small amount, but a regular amount. So, or some donate feed, some donate blankets and beddings for the dogs. So these all are in place. I'm very, very grateful that, people trust us so much. And then I open my rehab to pet parents as well. So if they have a paralyzed dog, you can give us the dog. We'll charge you a minimum boarding fee for their care. And, I'll treat the dog and give it back to you. But I have to charge that boarding fee so that I can sustain the rest of it. I can
No,
sustain the thing. So that's another way of earning for the rehab, I can say. So we have to keep earning. And then my company, Our Simple Touch, 100% of its profits go into the charity. So whatever you buy from Simple Touch goes into charity. Please note.
Absolutely. It's such a way, it's
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think you as a founder have to have that vision that not only just rely on the funding part, but if it can be self-sustaining, or you have some other business that
Yeah.
can complement
And
it.
it has to be transparent.
Yes,
If somebody is trusting you with, okay, 500 rupees too, that it is going towards the animal, you make sure it goes towards the animal. Cheating does not work, and you will be caught someday or the other. That's why I like give updates to all my donors. I give them like, okay, you gave me this much, this is what I bought, this is what's going to them. So everything has to be transparent. They are allowed whenever to visit my shelter. They can come and just be with the cows or be with the horses or with the dogs whenever they want to, help out whenever they want to. There's no certain rules, but yes, I do tell them don't feed them because they'll go into colic. Everyone has a different diet plan. Apart from that, they're most welcome.
absolutely. No, what you rightly mentioned, because there was another guest that I interviewed, and she also runs an NGO, and she was like, the backbone is communicating with your donors and patrons, and being very transparent. And if you can follow these two things, I think you can never go wrong. With my experience of almost, I would say, about 35 years in the corporate world and everything, if you're transparent and you communicate, I think there's nothing that can stop you.
Yeah, that's true. So that's all. Like, funding is like a biggest issue we face, but there's always a way out of it. And my rehab has just started 3 months back, so there's like a long way to go for us, like as a proper charity.
We'll pray for it to do well. Now, if you could tap into any tech or innovation to aid rescue, like televet triage or prosthetics, what would you invest in?
Hydraulics. Like every time I will say hydraulics, because the biggest challenge is lifting up an animal on a tempo. Oh my God, it takes the life out of me. And especially when you have to take a crane, it damages the intestines of a cow or a horse or any of the large animals. So the more safely we can get an animal into the shelter, the better it is. Half the rescue, is the main part of rescue is getting an animal to the rehab. The next part of rescue is the recovery. So I would be investing in technology related to, hydraulics, lifting them like a proper animal ambulance, getting them to the center, lifting them from the gate to the stable. That is also another thing that I want to automate, because you'll need so much manpower. And then in the rain, it gets very difficult. And then you have to drag, and then they get bruised. It's very painful to watch. And then prosthetics, yes, is another thing I would be going into, because I have a 3-legged dog that has come from Indore. She is spine broken and 3-legged. So for her, we are speaking to Deccan Ortho to get a prosthetic made. But then, help is so difficult to find that you don't have vets available or specialists available at your doorstep. You have to really go and find. So if I could get a team together or a set of experts together, then they can be on call. Like, can you just help me out? How to give me a guidance on how to work with the prosthetic. So it's a new learning experience as well, and it's all for the betterment of the animal. We don't have to do trial and error. We can get an expert as well, advice. And then wheelchairs, I take it from dog wheelchairs in Gujarat. And for dogs, they are, once they start to recover, they become so naughty that they don't want to stand up, and I can't keep holding them for a long time. So I will make stands for them that you can just make them stand for hours, and then they regain the sensation into the legs. And just so much more I want to do related to technology. I am like an emergency helpline if I'm that big enough, like a 911 for dogs, a 911 for animal rescue, that you can connect to different shelters and see who is the nearest one available. So many more animals can get help,
We're going to talk about that later off the record. Now,
Yeah.
now, if someone wanted to replicate your model in another city or country, what would be your blueprint, startup steps, key partnerships, and pitfalls to avoid?
Ah, that's a very tough one. So, firstly, you need to focus on, like, as first time rescuers or with a vision, we want to do everything. We want to rescue dogs, or we want to rescue cats, or isko bhi leke aao, ye ghoda lao, ye gaay lao. You will not be able to survive. You cannot focus, you cannot sustain yourself. That's why, like, for example, my NGO is focused on disabled animals and large animals, and that's it. Like, beyond that, I will not see anything else because I cannot. You need to keep your focus, and that's what whoever is starting an NGO needs to, set their vision right, set their mission right, and what they want to achieve and who they want to help. I know it's a bit ruthless. We want to help everyone, but you will not be able to sustain it. And next thing is planning whether you want to be an on-site rescue service or you want a shelter of your own. Then, if you want to shelter, where will you take the land? Far away from people. You don't want to cause conflicts because it goes nowhere. So choose your land in a remote area and then away from people. And then what do you want? The structure, the master plan of it. Where should your stables be? Where should your office be? Where should your storage be? Where should your plumbing be? Where's the water coming from? Where's the electricity coming from? The two main things any shelter really, really needs: the water and electricity, the drainage. So it's a lot of planning. You have to plan it not like out of enthusiasm, but actually like how you would build your own house, so that animals get comfortable. How to make it rain proof, how to make it lightning proof. Everything has to be planned much before you can even step into I'm going to do it. So it's a lot of planning, lot of structure that you need to be working on.
Absolutely. It's such a good advice for people who are starting out.
Yeah.
Can you share one rescue that redefined your faith in compassion and what it taught you about resilience?
There's this one rescue I rescued just last month. She was a cow called Gauri. So she used to be a stray cow who would be under the Bavdhan bridge, and she had really overgrown hooves. So for like 25 days, I'd been trying to get people to hold her or come and rescue her to help me cut off the hooves. Or I even spoke to MD, who is a podiatrist in the equine world. He used to advise on how to do the hoofing. So I was planning to get her to the shelter, but I just couldn't get people to catch her. Suddenly, one fine day, she gave birth. And she gave birth to a beautiful white calf. The day she gave birth, everyone wanted to own her. Everyone said, she's my cow, she's my cow, she's my cow. And I'm like, okay. And then they started taking the baby away and hid her and started feeding chitle's milk. And I said, okay, this is very wrong. So I got in touch with Bajrang Dal. I said, please come on site. We need to confiscate. Meanwhile, another team came, put the cow down, hit her a lot, and cut her hooves. She had just given birth 2 hours back. Why are you cutting her hooves now? So they're like, no, we had to come. They just left her there and went away. So in all this trauma, the cow collapsed. Luckily, there was a volunteer called Vaishali Boris. She took the cow with the help of security guards near Flame University. There was a shed. We put her there. The cow started frothing. Luckily, Arham's ambulance, which is a recently on-site service, started. They came on site. They gave her the necessary IV. The doctors came on site, and she was just not able to cope up. So I took the baby, who was shivering. The mother was shivering. It was raining very badly. So I took the baby. We took out the colostrum. We started feeding the baby. I took her in my car and put her in the heating. I was mentally prepared that the mom is going to go. She was almost gone. Then the Bajrang Dal people said, no, we will try. So I said, yes, either which way, she's alive, bring her to the rehab. 15 people lifted her up, got her in the tempo anyhow. Meanwhile, I took the baby with me, the calf who was just barely a few hours old. It was nicely sitting on my lap, looking at for its mom. The minute the cow entered the rehab, she walked out of the tempo. I don't know how she did that. She literally walked out. The cow who was just going to die, frothing, everything, eyes turning up, she walked out. And she came and she fed her baby, and she was nicely sitting. Till date, the cow is very nicely chilling. She runs around, she plays around with her baby. So this was the biggest miracle which I have seen with my own eyes. And that teaches me resilience, that you can't give up until they give up. until they take their last breath, you keep trying till your end. So that's what the Bajrang Dal team also said, that that we will keep trying until she gives up. So they didn't give up. I didn't give up. I was mentally given up, honestly, because it was practically impossible to save her. Impossible. But she made it through. And the minute she walked out of the temple, we all were so shocked we forgot to record it. So, and now Gauri and her baby Shravani, because this was the first day of Shravan. So everyone named her Shravani. Now they're living their life very happily. That's what. This kind of incidents, this kind of story, just it just reinstates your belief in God and belief in nature and belief in miracles. That's why it's Miracle Animal Rehab.
Absolutely. Now, coming to my last question for the podcast, what's one simple, immediate action our listeners can take, whether volunteering, fundraising, or advocating, that would make a real difference in your world?
What would they need to do? Okay, they need to be very hardworking. Because I would advise every volunteer, every rescuer who are just starting on, it's all about sacrifice. You cannot expect your life to go the normal way once you enter the rescue field. You're going to have a completely different life. You're going to have to sacrifice your sleep, sacrifice your patience, sacrifice your daily routine. But it is all worth it in the end. It's all for the benefits of the animal. You have to be strong-willed. You will see deaths. You will see success stories. You have to be emotionally, mentally, physically, financially strong if you enter the rescue world. So that's what my advice to the newbies would be, who are just going to start rescue, and how existing rescues can spread the word or help an animal. I would just advise them, don't be egoistic. It's not ki ye mera case hai, ye mera case hai. No, we are all there for the animals. As long as we work together and help each other out, we can help so much more. So many more animals, so many more lives can be saved. So that would be my advice to them, that, let your guard down, help each other, be nice.
You rightly said, we have to put down our guards and look at more from the animal's perspective rather than our own perspective.
We're not in any competition on who's doing better. Anyone who helps an animal is a hero. Anyone. Be it if you help one, if you help two, if you help hundreds, you are a hero. For that animal, you have changed their life.
Absolutely. That is something we all need to learn and understand. Now, Karishma, coming to the last section, I normally leave it as an open mic for the guest, whether they want to make a fund appeal, or probably they want to talk about a pet project where they want to gather more support from the people. The floor is yours for now.
Oh my. I would, so floor is mine. I would really be thankful to everyone, firstly, who has been a part of my journey and who has had that much belief that, that if an animal comes to me, it is going to recover. And from the bottom of my heart, that trust in me, I'm really grateful for. And for the rehab, I would just, ask people to, if you can't even donate, come visit, spend time with the animals. Just because mentally, emotionally, they also need someone. They need love. They need care. And if you're into donations, you're please feel free. Festives are coming up. If you want to give in kind, if you want to support us monetary, we are open to everything. And if possible, please help us with the hydraulics. Help us to get a hydraulic stand or a hydraulic ambulance, because we are really lacking for it. And that's one thing that, no matter how much I earn, I can't afford it now. So, because it's like a horse float or a cow ambulance, it's really impossible. So if anyone specializes in making one, or if they can get us, then that will be really, really helpful. And that's all. I feel really awkward asking for things.
No, please.
You can come see our work, and whatever you need to, you can do that.
Perfect. That's a wonderful way. And what I would like to say, thank you very much for taking the time out from your busy schedule and coming on the show and talking about your journey. And it's a wonderful experience. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks a lot.